This is Pete Thomas from Season 2 of NBC's The Biggest Loser, giving you all a weekly update. That's right, it is week number 12 on the Biggest Loser campus. This week, the contestants get a very unique challenge from Allison. What she tells them is that the first contestant to lose 2% of their body weight that week, 2%, will have an opportunity for immunity. All you need to do is come up to this big Staples, that was easy button, depress the button, and you get a chance to hop on the scale right then, that very moment. And if you've lost 2% of your body weight at that very moment, you get immunity. And so it's a very unique twist, as this really drives the contestants to work out even harder right from the jump. And we see some very good numbers this week. We should expect to see that. First person to step up to try the that was easy button is Victoria. She needs to lose 6 pounds. And so she steps up on the scale after about 2.5, 3 days into the competition, and she finds out she's only lost 3. Now, again, that's off to a great start for the week, but she doesn't get immunity. Then there's this week's challenge. In this week's challenge, we've got a swimming challenge. And the swimming challenge, what the contestants have to do is swim out to the deep end, go down and pick up these 2 weights. These are colored weights that are 1 pound each. They represent their team. And they've got to swim back and put those weights into a bucket. Of course, all the contestants are slightly overweight, just slightly overweight. And so we get to see who really has some good swimming skill. And Sunshine, she definitely shines in this event, in this challenge, because she used to do this competitively. And so she goes through and she has to go out exactly right around 50 times. And she gets 2 weights at a time, brings them back and drops them into her little bucket. And then after doing that, each and every one of the contestants can then go and help another contestant finish. Now, the reason that that's important is because the contestant who is last, the last place contestant, gets a 1 pound penalty at the weigh-in. So the contestants, that once they finish, they then go back and they help Uncle, they help O'Neill, and they begin to help Mike with their weights. And the last person, the person that they leave to be last, is Melissa. That's right, we know Melissa, the game playing Melissa, kind of comes back to hurt her this week as the contestants prove that they really, they don't have her back in any way at all. Then we come back to the gym and we see some intense workouts, and all of a sudden, bonk, the next person to weigh in for the Staples that was easy button is Sam. Sam hops up on the scale. He needs to lose exactly 6 pounds, and so the numbers start ticking off, and sure enough, he loses 6. No! He loses over 10 pounds, over 3.8% of his body weight instead of just the 2%. He does awesome and amazing. He gets immunity for the week. And then in the weigh-in room, we see the contestants. They have some up and down numbers. It starts off with Coley doing just all right, and Darius doing all right, and then we see some much better numbers. And then our girl on the black team, Drea, does just all right. She loses 2 pounds. She falls below the yellow line with Melissa, who of course we know has no allies at all on the Biggest Loser Ranch, and so the person that goes home is Melissa. Now, she's doing great at home. She's actually completed a half marathon, so she for sure will look great when she comes back to the finale. But Drea for the black team holds on for one more week. And so just interesting how you have this type of challenge. This type of challenge is added to the contest, and that drives the contestants to work out even harder. Sometimes what has to happen is the producers, they know from the schedule of how things go, how long the season is, whether or not the contestants will need an extra incentive. And so that's probably why this Staples that was easy competition was thrown in there to really push the contestants to work out even harder. And we see the contestants working out just incredibly. And they're looking all slim. We see Sam, he's got no weight to lose and still pulls a 10. Amazing things are going on the Biggest Loser Ranch. Now again, just a few more weeks left to go on the show. The show, it ends the end of May. It's over. And so this is a time for each and every one of you to join along with the contestants on the ranch. You've got to stretch here. We've got this really sprint to the end. Let's work out and let's take some time for ourselves. If you're here in Michigan like we are, of course the weather's broken, and so you can get outside. You can start to do things that you hadn't done heretofore. So let's get outside. Let's work out, and let's look towards the end of March as our own own particular weigh-in day, our own particular day where we're going to step on the scale and see some results. Let's sprint toward the finish line, as it were. Hey, this is Pete Thomas, and remember, there's a winner within you. We'll talk to you next week. Have an awesome, awesome week. Remember, there's a winner within you. We'll talk to you soon.